Hi, I'm Micheal Clarke. I'm the editor of the Xinjiang Emergency, exploring the causes and consequences of China's mass detention of Uyghurs. The Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region is the site of the largest mass repression of a religious or ethnic minority in the world today. Researchers estimate that since 2016, at least 1 million people have been detained without trial in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. This book brings together a group of some of the world's leading researchers and scholars on the history, politics, culture, and society of Xinjiang and the Uyghur to explore how and why the Chinese state has embarked upon this course of repressive action and what are some of the most important consequences for this, for the Uyghur people, China's domestic governance, and China's standing in the world. While the contributors to this book adopt their own particular approaches to key questions, we are in broad agreement that the causes of the current situation derive from the long history of the Chinese state's attempt to control and assimilate both the territory and the non-Han Chinese peoples of what is now known as the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Here, the book demonstrates that while the repressive turn from 2016 onwards has been overseen and given particular intensity under the leadership of Chinese Communist Party Chairman Xi Jinping, and justified as a counterterrorism response to a number of terrorist incidents from 2009 to 2014, the roots, in fact, of this repression lie in the Chinese state's settler colonialism in Xinjiang, that ultimately seeks the dissolution of an autonomous Uyghur identity and its replacement by one subordinate to the Chinese state. Contributions to this book demonstrate this dynamic in a number of ways, most particularly through the intersection of a concern for the welfare of subject populations and the desire to eradicate so-called defective or deviant elements of Uyghur culture that is evident within the discourses and practices of the re-education system in Xinjiang. Here, a range of measures from mass extrajudicial detention, removal of Uyghur children into state care, through to a system of forced labour, are all justified in the name of ensuring prosperity and security for the region. In terms of China's international image, the settler colonial dynamic can also be seen in China's defence of its approach in Xinjiang. Here it is emphasised not only its desire to educate and uplift an ethnic minority population that it deems to be at risk of extremism and terrorism, but it needs to do so in order to ensure the so-called great revival and rejuvenation of the Chinese state. So I hope you will find this book a stimulating collection of essays and a contribution to certainly one of the most controversial issues in contemporary debate on China. And I would encourage you, please, to go to www.manchesteruniversitypress.co.uk to get your copy of the book. Thank you.